Ciao. Ja.
I don't know, it's kind of like just happening, and I really feel invested in my own life anymore. I'm just invested in, for example, my sister is doing what my friends are doing to some degree.
And I'm hearing you. Yeah.
Just like a side note, I don't really know how to like incorporate it into like how to just bring it up. So I just say it like this. I also have this weird struggle that I don't see many people having it. In a way, I feel like I'm a narcissist who also hates himself with nothing else. If that makes sense. Like I'm the person who I hate and love most of the time.
Can you tell me on that?
Sure. For example, like about the loving myself part, it's something that doesn't really need context. I just feel like in general I have the ability to get on people's level very well. I can do that. And it does sound like narcissistic, but I feel like I have a very good amount of like social intelligence, if that makes sense.
Sure.
I think I can't really think of any friend circle where I'm not at least somewhat of a common person.
Okay.
And it's not because I'm someone who's who sticks out so much, but people just want to know me. It's more like I just get to know other people, and then they eventually just know me because of that. And it's just something that I feel like I have a little bit. But it's like the only thing that I have proud and fight over, the fact that I can understand and get along with like pretty much anyone. I have a very wide set of friends. So it goes from like shit posters on the internet to people who I've been studying with in my university to also people who are like basically bottom of the society in terms of like infamous. They're like just completely infamous. Like they're not bad people. It's just it's hard to explain. Like it's good people in that position, I would say.
Okay, so Doc, let me ask you a question. So what I heard you just describe as sort of like an assessment that you're pretty good socially. I'm confused about what that has to do with being a narcissist who hates himself.
I guess I've been trying to tiptoe around it, but I also sometimes feel like, at least in that type of like intelligence, because I believe there's many types of it, if that makes sense. I think that I'm one of the best, and the only people who manage to become like my very consistent and best friends are also similar in that regard. And I guess if I wanted to describe it in like a way that seems more logical, maybe to people who can't relate, or it would be something like sometimes life feels like um, it's like watching a movie, and everybody else leaves after like the ads are over. And when the movie actually starts, people are starting to leave and talking about how the movie was. I'm the only one like actually, for me and like some other people obviously, but very few people are actually like watching the movie that we came before.
Okay. I'm gonna try to cap. So you use the word narcissist, but what I'm sort of hearing is like a lot of people in life are plebs.
Yeah.
and so is that what so having that idea is why you recognize, or that's what you describe when you call yourself a narcissist? Is it that attitude that you're talking
Yeah,
about?
sort of. Like,
Okay.
I know that's not like actual, like on the paper narcissism, but it's just like, I don't know how to
Yeah,
like,
I get you. Okay, so we can talk about other people being plebs.
okay. But not in like a derogatory way. I can still love a pleb, if that makes sense.
I get you. You know, you can be compassionate and respect the plebs, but they're still plebs, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. I mean, you could be on the Challenger League and you can, pat those silver tier players on the head. I mean, they're still silver, right? Like they're not less human than you are. They just happen to be silver.
Yeah, it's like, I guess that's a really good example because like it feels like I really am like this challenger player who doesn't really have anything to do. The queue times are long, games aren't fun, it's always the same. So I'm going down, so I'm making Smurf account competitive like a fixed amount of people trying to go on.
Yeah, I mean, no wonder it sounds like you're living life in third person.
It's like, but it's also because it's like, it really does feel like it's the only thing really that's really fun for me anymore.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of makes sense. Like, I know we're kind of going into the LOL analogies here, but if you really think about it, player would make it like silver, let's say. Silver's a big deal, right? Because there's, so like, how long it but like at least I can get some enjoyment. Because if you think about it, I mean, sometimes I'll play with some players who are like very good, and whenever they play, with me, like they love playing support. Like it's just it's fun. It's a waste of everyone's time if they play in carry. Like with support, they can run around and they can cheer me on, and they have a lot of fun when they do well. Yeah. Maybe everything in life can be learned from LOL. Maybe that's the takeaway.
Yeah, pretty much.
So, but help me understand that instance more. I get the arrogance.
All right, that one's it's a bit more complicated, and I think it would make a little bit more sense once. I can make some fun. It's most of it. I think it's mostly this me guessing before life and Steven's and the tell for sure why he was doing it. I had a major glow up in life. I used to be very unattractive inside and outside. I was a very weird person, to be honest. It's hard to explain for a while. It felt like, especially like middle school and beginning of high school, like there was nothing I could do to make people like me, for instance. And this is something that I basically had to combat by essentially copying Lonely's. I mean, like, to put it like very simple, it's something that I just kind of started to copy my best friend at the time who was only my friend because he lived in the same place and like he felt like he had to be my friend. But he was very popular and he was someone who really helped me out just by showing me how to be the type of person who, for example, can't understand that everything I like doesn't necessarily have to be something that everyone likes. And I think that's what it was because of my like perception that everything that I like must be something that's so high ethic quality that everyone would like it, but they have no clue what it is. That I grew to be a very hobby person, which then was also paired with what I at first actually thought was probably racist because I lived in a village where, like, I lived in a small village where people were not actually like, no one really like green people who had my type of complexion, I would say. Which later then turned out not to be true because it was actually just rumors about my mom that led to that kind of situation. Because people were telling their children not to play with me at first, and it just evolved into more and more, not hate, but like dislike. A very cringe.
Wait, people were telling
Like who were their parents, but their parents were showing that kids and they talked to me, just like when I was in elementary school, it just like you see the same people I had when I was with in elementary school and in high school. And this type of like early conscious experience made me feel like there's nothing about me that's interesting enough to ever make like any meaningful connections aside from my family, which there was it was really hard. And it was just really, oh yeah. Sure, that's an entire thing to unpack. So, do you want me to just go in chronological order or just tell me a track about what my memories are? Okay, so, I was talking to my family about like, I was brought up by my single mother at first, and because my biological father, who I hope is watching, he basically failed the moment that I was born. However, yeah, that's pretty much it. I was an angry baby.
Why do you know that he's not watching?
Because it's hard to explain. At first, I thought I hated him because that's just like, but that's like basically indoctrination from my mom because she didn't like him. She just kept telling me I wasn't supposed to like him. Nowadays, it's more like I actually really do dislike him just for the fact that he basically left me and just left me. But at the same time, it's more like the fact that I know what type of person he is. This is not an admission of guilt, just in case some deals drugs in the neighbors if you live in the might be dead. And he was someone who's never contacted me ever in my life other than when he actually needed something. For example, just to put things in perspective, my mother was German. This probably also answered a few questions about my accent. But also, my biological father, he was Moroccan. And he used me or my mom, whoever, to make an anchor baby and just come to Germany using that.
I see.
And yeah, trying to live the high life, right? And yeah, he was. This is just the type of person he is. He did similar things really well. Like when I turned 18, apparently he was like just about to be thrown out of Germany. I don't know why. He was about to have his papers taken. So suddenly he started texting me again and asking me, like, he was playing up a big and just telling me how I was his only son that mattered. He has a lot of sons, by the way. But I'm the only one that matters. He really wanted to connect with me again and he misses me. And that kept on for like weeks.
How did you?
Honestly, I didn't fight it. I was just annoyed, to be honest, because at that point I was just like, I don't want to know it now, because as much as blood can be thicker than water, in that long instance, I just thought it's been 80 years. This dude's just a stranger to me. Like, he can't be my father no matter what he does. He's always just going to be a stranger, the same way that any stepbrother would be. That makes sense. Because I don't know him. And yeah, so when that all went down, it was just kind of annoyed that my mom was, for some reason, also trying to enable it, even though she herself was like the reason I disliked him at first and didn't try to seek him out.
So she was trying to patch things up between them?
I think she was just receiving money from him, to be honest. As I said before, he may or may not have been dealing in drugs and has probably made a lot of money under the table. And he used that to like try to get to me, sent me a lot of gifts, asked me what I wanted to have, stuff like that. When we actually met up in real life, which happened like a few weeks after all that, trying to get in contact, he gave me like a shit ton of money just in my hand, right? And he really thought it was gonna work. And I guess it did for what he wanted to achieve, because the same day that I met him for the first time in 18 years, so it's also the day that he dragged me to the town hall and made me tell some people in Europe that I'm his son and I actually need him still. And because I did that, that's why he never got like shoved off to another country. So that's like the only reason he really tried to like engage with me again. So it's also the day that he dragged me to the town hall and made me tell some people in Europe that I'm his son and I actually need him still. And because I did that, that's why he never got like shoved off to another country. So that's like the only reason he really tried to like engage with me again. And after that, I never really got to live with him again. Like at first, I think because he felt a little bit bad about it, but it was noticeably less. And after a while, he stopped texting me on the computer again. And yeah, that's the type of person he was. And in the meantime, since he was not my only father figure, or this is the wrong word to call it, I didn't really have father figures aside from my grandfather, who was he loved me very much, but in a way that someone could let his dog, if that makes sense. Like, he didn't love me for who I was, but just the fact that I was, if that makes sense. Like, he showered me kids and stuff, but it's not really something that people call raising someone. I love him very much still. Like, it's not something that I would hold it against him. I just don't think that he knows any other way to like care for people.
Yeah. So if I can just try to understand that. So it sounds like your grandfather loved you the way that a grandfather loves a grandson, as opposed to loving you for being you.
Exactly. But I do believe that like I have a very special place in his heart, and he doesn't have a special place in my heart too. Like
but maybe he doesn't really know who you are.
Exactly. It's more like he doesn't know how to find out who I am or who anyone is for that matter. He's just the type of person who's just really old-fashioned and superficial. Like he likes people who do what he says. Basically, that's a good way to call it.
Yeah.
So but basically, I'll talk back. Like going back to my mom. She was a single mom, obviously, and she, however, was someone who, despite being over 40, at the end of her lifespan, she was very, I would say, energetic, and she behaved like someone who was still like in puberty. She was like always 16 and high, ever since I knew her. Seriously. And that's something that can be charming, but can also be very exhausting, especially when you're a kid. That feels like you have to basically educate your own mom and stuff. But in a sense, I always felt like I was a parent. Maybe some people can relate. I bet some people can.
Can you give me an example of what that looked like?
Complete naivety, just complete naivety. Like she was someone who had lots of husbands in her lifetime, I would say. Always the same type of person, and she just would never learn from her mistakes in that regard. What necessary? Same type of person my father was, someone who just used her for like, just to like get to Germany basically, or any other means to just get some sort of a benefit out of it. They have all of their relationship. They will all marry her or pay her for a visa or money, stuff like that. Weirdly enough, always people from the same family as my father. Almost always.
That's very weird.
Thank you. Something. It really was weird. Like, she even my real name. It's actually the name of my biological father's brother. So that's like the type of person, the type of family that I used to live in. It was really weird. And basically, they were all, in my opinion, very bad people. Which is also why I don't want them to see this, but they probably won't make it to the picture. Yeah, but this all kind of.
So can you tell
This all kind of led.
Yeah, no, sorry, go ahead.
This all just led to like a childhood where I had like a very inconsistent concept of what home is. If that makes sense. I used to live with my mother for maybe like 8 years, stuff like that. And at some point, I think at that point I had 2 different stepfathers already. One of them was like neutral, the other one was really bad. I get to see them fight every single day. Luckily, nothing physical. But it was just something that I've seen every single day. And at some point in life, she also figured that she wants to live her own life. She doesn't really want to live with all her children. That makes sense. So she shoved me off to my grandparents, which is also why I'm saying that my grandpa was like the only father figure that I had for a while. But I was raised with like with my grandparents for like half my life at least, and now I'm here again. Grandpa is still upstairs. Yeah. At some point, like after being with my grandparents for a while, that was something that I could call my actual home. But one day, when around the time that my little sister got around to maybe 6 years old, that's when the Child Protective Services just basically the town in general just came up to my mom and asked her whether I'm still living with her or not. And they figured that I wasn't, so they basically threatened her that if I wasn't coming back to her place, they would cut the what's it called? Like just in Germany we get money for having children, basically.
Sure.
Yeah. Don't know what it's called, sorry. But yeah, since she didn't want to miss out on that money, which she didn't give to my grandparents either, I think she was just kind of living off of that. She figured that I'd have to come back, and after that things were really awkward, to be honest, because like I've been living somewhere else for 6 years. I didn't really. I was still my mom. I was 12, 13, something
When
like
you
that.
came back?
Yeah.
Okay, so you spent like 6 to 12 with your grandparents.
Exactly. And when I came back, it was just extremely awkward because I didn't really connect well with my sister yet. She was just a stranger to me at that point.
But your sister was staying with your mom.
Yeah, exactly. Because my mom always was spoiled. Like my mom always was rich boy daughter, so that was like that's like the main reason she stayed with her, because like my big brother was also shot to my grandparents at some point. And when I was there, things just immediately went kind of haywire again, because as I said before, she had a lot of I had a lot of stepfathers, and none of them were good, except for the last one to some degree, but I'm gonna get to that. It's always been like I was always afraid that they were bad people to such an extent that I was scared that they would touch my little sister, sort of like that's how they were sometimes.
It's not many people want.
Manscaped has done it again. They've done it again, introducing their biggest and best product yet, the Lawnmower 5.0.
The Lawnmower 4.0 is already an amazing product, and I was like, okay, where are we gonna go from
here, it's got an awesome blade with skin safe technology on it, so you know that you're not going to get cut your neck like this guy. And like I said, the thing that sold me on this guy is the new foil razor pad. Simply pop off the initial razor and snap on the new one. Now you got something that's going to give you an even closer shave.
First thing you're going to notice right off the bat is just how much more powerful it is than all the previous versions. The thing's intense. It's really like getting your hands on two trimmers for the price of one.
And of course my favorite LED light, perfect for navigating those tricky spots, this time with bigger LED lights and a dual temperature feature for a variety of skin tones.
And let's not forget the best part. It's waterproof. This is just not anything. It's a revolution. Join the revolution. Get yourself a lawnmower company.
Yeah.
Yiyeceğim Ayti.